Hi everyone, I'm Maria. I'm known on social media as Velo Sews, and this is my sewing studio. So welcome to Velo Sews Studio. Today I'm wearing my bodice block pattern. So this is the shirt that I made using cotton fabric from Minerva's Bower, and I made it in February. And as you can see behind me, that's the block pattern that I'm using as the basis for all of my bodice and shirt patterns, especially going into this month's Sew April Blouse 26 challenge. This shirt has got a two-part collar. It's got a button front opening. It's got sleeves with cuffs, long sleeves, and just one button. The finish is just a basic finish for the opening, and it fits really well. So the trousers that I'm wearing are the white drill fabric pants or trousers, again using my block pattern that I got from Minerva.com as part of my brand ambassador commitment. I've just worn both of these pieces to the Royal Easter Show today, and the temperature got to about 31 degrees Celsius, which is about 88 degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah, it's April in Sydney, so the weather's still warm at the moment. It will get colder. I'm just not sure when. So that's it. So this week, as part of my Friday Sews episode, I have now finished the Kora dress that I was pattern testing for Designer Stitch. So what I'm showing you at the moment is the finished Kora dress. It took me a while to get it finished, only because I was rushing it before I left to go overseas. So I really did want to get it finished in time because I try not to miss my deadlines, but I did for both the dress and the pants. However, on my blog, you'll see the detail that I went into about getting the waistband to fit me and getting the bodice to fit me, because I cut the bodice out incorrectly for my size. And I used Minerva.com. It's the Teardrop Terrace print that I used, I think 2 years ago now, for a top. And I had plenty left, but I wanted to make sure that I used it for a project that I was going to wear and enjoy wearing, and hence I'm really pleased with the Kora dress. So that was one unfinished object that I finished this week. The other one were the white cotton drill pants that I wore today. I used the block pattern, which looks kind of like the same as that, but I used the straight leg version. It's got a fitted waistband, and honestly, I think from now on when I do pants or skirts, I'll construct the waistband first and make sure that that fits me, because that'll be my indicator that yes, it will, or no, it won't, and you need to recut it out because you're wasting your time otherwise. So with the white cotton pants that I wore today, as I said, it was 88 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 to 31 degrees Celsius. And we were walking around outside most of the daytime. And it's only now, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we walked home. Because both the shirt and the pants are cotton, they breathed well. The good thing about wearing long pants and a long sleeve shirt in the middle of summer is that you're basically looking after the health of your skin. I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. Have a look at the blog post. I'm now into tucking my shirt into trousers and skirts because I want to create the illusion of a waistline. This week on Organised Style podcast, I've got Gabby Brown. She's the co-author with Layla Callagher for Plus-Size Patternmaking for Womenswear. Now, one of the things that Gabby tells us on the podcast is they developed the book for any type of body, and the publisher suggested that the book be tagged for women's wear, and so that's why the title is there. However, when you go through the information in the book and when you listen to what Gabby talks about, It could be pattern making for anybody because it is for plus size shapes. That's it. And they've used plus size because that's a term that's used in industry. And the book is targeted to industry professionals, the fashion industry, young designers who are coming through who have no experience in dealing with people, but want to be designers. So they're bringing them from what the design colleges and universities are teaching students to where they could be now, and also the rest of us who are into sewing our own clothes and doing pattern making for various body shapes. So I encourage you to either listen to the podcast on your podcast app or go to the YouTube video on Organised Style Podcast YouTube channel. So those two pieces. On Sew Over 50, the Share Sew Over 50 account is going so well, and we are still getting questions about what do you mean tagging on the photo. And just to be clear, the whole point is that Instagram and the hashtag and searching for hashtags information just doesn't work anymore. It hasn't worked for quite a few months. So we've developed Share Sew Over 50 as a new account, so you can tag everything. Just the photo is the best thing, but whether it's a post, a story, or a reel, tag share at Share Sew Over 50 so that we can find you. Now, I've been on the account this week with Sue and with Sandy, and I must say it's been so easy to find people. I'm so pleased that I can find everyone so quickly. It's been frustrating for a very long time, not because of what we were seeing, it was because of what we weren't seeing, what we weren't finding, and all the people we were missing out. So anyway, I'll stop now. And what you'll find is there is a new account as well called Share Bra Sewing. And that account was developed when they saw what we were doing with Sew Over 50. Also, if you are participating in hashtag Sew April Blouse 26, Gabrielle and Tamlin have asked that you tag their accounts on your photos, and to also make sure that the account that you're tagging, that you're using to show that you're part of the contest, is a public account, not a private account. So if your privacy is really important to you, but you want to be part of a challenge or you want to be noticed by Sew Over 50, maybe think about creating another Instagram account which is public rather than private, and that's where you can share your sewing. You don't have to show your face. It can just be from the neck down. A lot of people are doing that if they're concerned about their privacy. So I'm just putting that out there for you. So on the Mimiquins front, we've now established 3 Sydney scanning dates and 1 potential scanning date in Canberra. The reason I went to Canberra is because Rebecca of Weft and Warp Fabrics in Phillip in Canberra did a launch on a Thursday night, and I think we had about 25 people there, and it was to let people know that you can be scanned in Canberra. So we did the launch at the shop, and then the following day I scanned a number of people because they were interested in purchasing their own Mimiquins. Now, the company is based in the UK. All of the liaison is through mimiquins.com, and they do the production in the UK, but they send it all here. I'm their contact person, and I do the scans both here in Sydney and in Canberra. Now, it doesn't matter where you live in Australia. If you are interested in purchasing your own custom dress form, not one like this, because this one is just the version that I bought 30 years ago. And look, I use it to hang clothes on, and I've seen others where you can pad it out, and that's fine. But if you're at the point where you think, I actually want a custom dress form that is me, that has my posture, which is on mine, I didn't realize that I lean forward, and where my curves are. If you're ready for that, go to mimiquins.com. If you want to see a version, go to Weft and Warp in Canberra. If you're local for Canberra, go there, because Rebecca's got 2 versions of the same dress form, and it is Rebecca. It is her body. This is only for people who are looking to be scanned and get their own. She wore a bra that compressed her bust, and the reason she did that was so that when she's designing something that is, say, activewear, it fits her perfectly. If she's designing something where she's wearing a bra that's padded, she can actually put that bra over the top of her custom dress form and then do the draping or the design work on the form with the bra that she's going to wear. And I think that was a pretty clever thing to do. So go to mimiquins.com if you're interested in getting a custom dress form, or even if you've just got some basic questions, just ask them. They're there for you. So on next week's video blog, I'll be focusing on Sew April Blouse 26, my entries. And just as a reminder, this is the fabric that I had earmarked for the blouse that I'd like to make. And today at the Royal Easter Show, I saw quite a few soft blouses that people were wearing out and about that were quite soft. However, I'm thinking of using this butterick pattern that I've had for ages, and I used it probably 9 years ago. This was printed in 2007, and I think what I like about it is it's got the softness in the sleeves, and there are some variety of sleeves that I'd really like to have a go at, and I think with this fabric it will work. And now that I've got my block pattern, I can basically check that the base of the front and the back are going to fit me, and I can adjust it accordingly. So I'm really pleased with that. For my shirt entry, last year I only did 1 entry, and I was really pleased with that wrap top. And again, I reused a pattern that I'd used a while ago, and I was bigger then, so I did a lot of work on making sure that it fit. For the shirt, I'm going to make this shirt again, but the challenge is going to be this stripe. This is an embroidered fabric. It has got, so the embroidered part of this fabric, if you can hear it, it's a lime yellow color, and it is directional. But what I like about it is it has the firmness that you would expect in a shirt like this, but it also has some interest, and I don't know if I am going to do something to match the embroidered part of it, or simply use the border for the front button closure and possibly for the sleeve. I don't know, but I'll tell you about it later when I make up my mind. I will make up my mind. I have to. Thank you for joining me today on my version of Friday Sews. It's the 10th of April. My name's Maria. I'm known as Velo Sews on social media, and this is Velo Sew Studio. So thank you for joining me. Cheers.